Good day guys, I'm here with another video today on my channel, just carrying out this Swivel Hub overhaul on this 105 series Landcruiser. So it's pretty much similar procedure for the 8 series Landcruiser as well. So I'm just carrying out this repair. It's because it had major grease leak and the differential oil leak behind the swivel hub. So that's the wiper seals and the hub seals were failed, so hence why it's leaking the grease and the oil. So there's a possibility to mix the grease and oil together. So keep in touch until end of the video. So first things first, I'm just removing the brake caliper. So there are two 17mm bolts holding the brake caliper. So once you undo the two 17mm bolts, so you can secure the caliper by using a hook or using a cable ties safely. So the next step, I'm going to do disconnect the ABS sensor and removing the ABS sensor. So if you don't remove this, you won't be able to pull out the actual hub, or if you force it, you will end up with damaging the ABS ring. So once you remove the actual sensor bolt, you can slide out the ABS sensor. Now I'm just undoing the steering arm. So I'll just remove the dust cover, and now you have access to the front circlip. So you can use a set of circuit plier to remove the circlip at the front of the hub. And now you can use a 12mm socket to remove all the hub nuts. There are 6 of them. So once you remove the hub nut, so use a flat screwdriver to remove all these taper lockings. So tap gently onto the locks to slide out all the tapers. So once you remove all the hub nuts and taper lockings, you can slide the front hub cover. So now you have access to the main axle nut. So once you remove the primary nuts, so you can access to the secondary axle nut by using the deep socket. And then you can remove the front disc assembly, including all the bearings. So once you remove the disc assembly out, so you have access to the actual spindle. So remove all the 14mm bolts. There are 8 of them, and then you can remove the dust cover and the spindle out from the swivel hub. Now the spindle and the axle shaft comes out easily. Now I'm just removing the steering arm to access the bottom bearing. There are 4 17mm bolts, so you need the 17mm socket to undo those 4 nuts. Sorry. I'm just removing the top bearing as well. So either you can remove both bearings, or you can leave one side with the actual swivel hub. But at this stage, I'm removing both top and bottom bearings and the bearing cages. So I'm just removing all the 10mm bolts. There are 6 of them that hold in the wiper seals behind the hub. Once you remove them, so you can take the seals out, and then you can take the hub assembly out from the diff housing. Now I'm just sliding. I'm just going to slide out the seals and the cover. Because if you're doing this for first time, so just you need to know which way these seals, which procedure these seals go. If you don't remember them, just put a mark or take a photo. How is these seals go? So if you put on a wrong direction, so then the grease or oil will leak again. So it's not going to be a proper job. So take a note or take a photo. How the seals stays, which procedure, which way it is. Just doing a good cleanup and take all the old grease, the contaminated oil stuff out, and then I'm going to access to the center, the inner seal, to remove and replace. So I'm just removing the top and bottom bearing razor. And also I'm just removing the axle seal. I tried with my screwdriver, but I didn't have any luck, so then I used my sliding hammer to pull the seals out, and that was very easy. That's the seal, the axle seal. I'm just fitting it in once you do all the cleanups. You can either use a socket or proper seal fitting tool, but I just found a just a tool that that helped me to fit the razors and the seal. So this is the procedure, guys. So the dust seal, the wiper, which goes first, and then the main wiper seal that goes, the collar, the flat side stay outside of the car. And that's the secondary seal. Alright guys, so once you prepare the actual axle housing, now I'm just replacing the hub bearings. So on this car I'm gonna reuse the rotor disc, so I'm not going to replace them. So here's I'm removing the inner bearing and also the grease seal and also the bearing razor. And now I've done a good clean and took all the greases out, and fit in the bearing razors, the outer razors, sleeves. And also I use one of my tools to grease the bearing, which is, I found this tool is very handy and very easy to use. So once you prepare greasing the bearing, and the next step is to install the bearing into the actual hub. So insert the bearing and also install the grease seal, and also people call it dust seal. And also I'm going to show you next step. So I have prepared all the component cleaned, and also axle shaft filled with grease. And now I'm just installing the top bearing. And the main swivel hub is inserted. And that's the new gasket, comes with the overhaul kit. And once you secure the top bearing, so I'm just installing the steering arm. So there was no gasket comes with the kit to the steering arm, so I use a bit of sealant on that area. That's not gonna harm. Insert the new bearing. And also I'm just fitting the actual steering arm. So actual hub is installed, steering arm installed, so most of the parts are installed and pretty much done, and the hub is ready to go to the next step. Just feeding in all the wiper seals. Then make sure all the 10mm bolts are tightened and torque them correctly. Just filling the high temperature the axle grease into the hub. You don't want to completely fill the hub cavity. And also I have lubricated and prepared the axle shaft previously. And here I've seen on some kits you have the gasket comes with it, but on my the overhaul kit which I purchased did not have the gasket for the spindle, so I'm just using some sealant on the area. And now I'm just preparing the back plate and also the dust cover, the dust seal prior to installation. And now it's time to insert the spindle. And next, just inserting the pre-prepared back plate and the dust cover, and also secure them by using the bolts and torque them correctly. So once you secure them, I'm just applying, using the torque wrench and applying the correct torque into the bolts. Next step, once you complete all the other stuff, so I'm just going to insert the prepared disc and hub assembly. Insert the front bearing. And the front spacer, the lock comes with the kit. And next, the 54mm nut. Just securing the nut and making sure the bearing stays on the proper position before applying the correct torque. So that 54 Newton meter nut torque is 59 Newton meter. And just fitting the lock nut. That's about 6 Newton meters on it. And after that, use a flat screwdriver and bend all these locking plate to lock the nut. I'm just fitting the front hub cover gasket and install the front hub cover. Installing the hub circlip, the lock-in circlip. and install before you install the caliper with the brake pads, give it a good clean, make sure no grease on the actual rotor disc. And now I'm just installing the brake caliper assembly. And also at this stage you can install the ABS sensor and plug the connector back in, and the job is pretty much done, guys. And then I'm just as I mentioned earlier, just installing the ABS sensor. Yeah, the job is pretty much done. Then the final, just installing the actual dust cover. Thanks for watching, guys.